Welcome, welcome, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with more Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. And we are with our character, Helminia. That's right, I think this is our fifth live stream. So if you're watching over on YouTube, if you've missed any, check the description. I've got a link to the playlist for this series, and all my other Cataclysm content is down there too. So make sure you check that out. But in the last live stream, we got injured quite a bit. We did get beat up during, like, we're clearing a mansion, so we got into some fights and scrapes, but then she fell off of a roof trying to get a solar panel down. So she's definitely bumps and bruises. I mean, she almost broke her leg. So we've got to rest and just kind of recover here for a few days. Let's make sure. Is she bandaged? Yes, it does show that she's bandaged, albeit poorly. That's one of the things we're going to do is just practice. Oh, that's not the practice screen. There's several things we can practice, such as bandaging, dodge, marksmanship, since we got rifles, and we will definitely be reading some books too. So that's the good news, is we're not like short on any kind of supplies or anything. I think we've still got food. Yeah. So we're going to spend this time recovering, like I said, doing some crafting and stuff, working on skills. So it's still going to be a very important phase of our journey here. But speaking of journeys, she is a nomad. So we can't really stick around in one place for too long. Otherwise, her morale will start to take a hit. So that's something to consider. But I think we'll be okay. And, honestly, I've played Nomad before, but I've never like tested it to see just how bad the negative mood effect is. So that could be interesting to see if we have to keep her in one spot, just like how much it affects her mood and stuff. But let's start off today by maybe, oh, she's thirsty. Let's see, do I have any water? We've got some clean water. Beautiful. Yep. We did get fairly well prepared, but we don't have everything we need. So I think one thing we should try and get our hands on is a brazier to light fires and stuff. Last time we wanted to cook a sheep that we killed, I just lit a tree on fire, and it can cause some problems doing that. So a controlled burn would be better. Let's see. Let's take a look. Where's her spear? It should be in the front seat, I imagine. No, there's 11 apples. What did I do with her spear? I might have left it somewhere. Let's see. I'll just start looking for spears here. Spearmint flavored gum. Hey, Mini Mongoose. What's up, my friend? Thank you for coming by the stream. Oh, we're here playing a little Cataclysm. And you are the first chatter today. Oh, and Lovely Flowers is here. Control Burns. Only remembering Clarissa. That's right. Clarissa Cataclysm. She was a previous character. Didn't live very long. Of course, none of my characters normally do. But thank you both for coming by the stream today. It's great to see you guys. Appreciate you very much. We're just getting started today, too. Of course, out in the middle of the field. Trying to do a little crafting. But, we don't have a spear, and I don't actually plan on doing any combat, but it's nice to just have a weapon. This game is complicated, Mini Mongoose, for sure. Have you ever heard of Dwarf Fortress? It's different in, like, the genre, but it's similar in a lot of ways to Dwarf Fortress, in that it's like an ASCII-based game. It's also a free game made by the community, so it's put together by a group of developers. Yeah, and it's we're playing with a tile set right now, so it looks a little bit nicer, but it is very complicated, no doubt about it. It took me many months of just practicing and watching tutorials and chatting with people, while I was live and stuff, giving me tips, and I'm still no expert by far. There's several different, like, systems in the game which I've never even touched yet, such as like mutations and stuff. But yeah, absolutely. And like I said, it's a community game. It's free to play too. So if you are ever interested, I get that link for you. It's in the link, or it's in the description of all my YouTube videos on this game. But all right, let's see here. I keep looking through this, but if we don't have a little spear, I might as well get one. Like I said, we've got a pillow. Let's grab this pillow. That's going to go up front with us. I'm also looking for maybe a book or two that we can take up front to read. We've got several books. These books in red. That means that we haven't actually looked at the book yet. That's what the red means. Alright, so let's drop. I'm going to kind of set up our front seat here so we can just hang out in the front of the vehicle for a good stretch of time and let her heal, essentially. Alright, well, I'm able to put the pillowcase in there. We got 11 apples. Maybe if I pick those up, we can drop the pillow. It's good to have a pillow where you sleep. Also, if you have a blanket, it just increases the comfort level of your rest. So she'll be better rested each night. And, alright, so I did end up with a couple extra books here. Let's drop a few things on the outside. What do we got there? Alright, so yeah, we might. Actually, I'm going to grab all this stuff again. Very indecisive at the moment just because she's so injured. I don't want to venture out and do too much fighting, but we've got to move a little bit closer, I think. So there's some valuable resources we might need just over here. So we're going to hop in our truck and drive a little bit. Let's investigate this mine shaft. Actually, let's go up to the mansion real quick. No. Not that way. There we go. Very good. Little auto drive. Just driving off-road through a field. It's the best way to travel, especially in the apocalypse. Okay. Yeah, and the premise of this game is that we're in the apocalypse. There's zombies, but it's more than just a zombie apocalypse. I always describe it as though it's every form of apocalypse. So if you're familiar with, the post-apocalyptic genre for science fiction, it's everything from zombies to aliens to slimes that attack Earth. So everything is basically happening right now on the planet. So it's extremely hard to survive in this world for sure. But we do have nice little vehicles, so let's stop driving. Okay, so we were working on clearing this mansion in our last stream, but again, we got pretty injured, so I don't think we're going to spend much time fighting, but there's some resources here. I'm going to grab this tree. Yeah, we'll grab the long stick. I'm just going to turn this into a really crappy spear real quick. Let's see. Stand outside while we do it so we're not so cramped. Oops. All right. Long pointy stick or wooden spear? I think we go with the wooden spear. Yeah, that'll just take a moment. Not long, not long. Uh-oh, we got a zombie child. Where is it? Just ignore it for now. I think it might be in a pit. One of the things we were doing to... Oh, it is trying to smash its way through. I can see smashing noises occurring. There we go. Hey, we just raised our skill in fabrication. That's pretty handy. All right. It's taken a moment to do this. There we go. All right, we've got a spear now, so that's helpful. Let me go ahead and mark it as a favorite so I don't accidentally drop that at some point. Excellent. Let's just look at what we got going on. Okay, I'm going to come back over here to the truck. So one thing we need to do is get some leather. Let's drop. There's one thing I need to get rid of. There we go. Yeah, I'd like to work on making a spear strap so that I can put the spear on my back instead of always having to have it in my hands. Obviously, that makes our life a lot easier. We can go hands-free and still have easy access to our weapon, essentially. Can I get in here? Or? There we go. Climbing through the window. It's very dusty. This whole room is just like filled with dust right now. Let's turn on a flashlight. Okay. We did clear most of this first floor, but it's possible something could sneak up on us. Alright, let's come over here. We started to clear the mansion and sort all the loot out, but let's see. So what I'm looking for now is leather. We've got, this is just a whole pile of clothing here. I might have taken, there we go. We got leather belts. It's not the best, but we'll take it. Brown leather jacket, poor fit. That's perfect. All right, now let's grab some of these ankle socks too. There's 10 pairs of ankle socks. All right, so we've got some decent crafting material. Let's see. I think, let me look through this pile one more time, just see if there's anything else we want to grab. Oh, there's towels. It's mostly clothes. There's almost no food or anything here. I'll grab these motorcycle jeans too. Alright, so we've got some raw materials now. In order to make this spear strap, we have to learn the recipe. We need to sharpen our tailoring knowledge, essentially. What's up, Andy? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Good to see you today. How are you? How's the work on the mod coming along? Alright, so we're going to pop back out here. Let's look at our crafting and our tailoring skill. First of all, tailoring skill is currently sitting at 0, with 0% progress. So we need to get that up to a 3. So if we go to our crafting and we go over to armor, there it is. Armor is kind of just it includes everything, including regular clothing and stuff too. It's not just armor. I don't know why they call it that, but okay, so now we're going to come down and look. Yeah, so for instance, the blindfold is a tailoring item. So by making this, we will level tailoring. Let's look for some other stuff, though. All right, it's all 0 of 0. That's fine. So let's go ahead and make a blindfold. Oh, that's actually going to use bandages. Hold on, I got a better idea. So we're going to drop a bunch of that clothing that we just picked up. And I'm also going to grab maybe some more. Because I think, yeah, we got some leather pants. I might keep those pants there. Alright, good. I'll grab this crop top. Now, let's see. Do we have any kind of... We've got sinew here. That might be important. Let's grab this bone, too. That's all going to be useful for us when we start our little crafting excursion here. And he says, of course, I've got 2 persistent issues that I cannot for the life of me figure out. The new ingots lose their texture when placed in the forge, despite it being present when placed on the ground. And I cannot get the anvil to accept the metal as a workable item. Interesting. That sounds tough. I'm sorry, my friend. That's, yeah. Hopefully you can get over those issues, right? Let's see. I'm just wondering if there's any good, like, resources you could reach out to maybe, you know, like other modders or something. We're going to disassemble as much as we can here. Put it down. I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but I'm still excited, my friend, and I hope these issues won't get you too down. In other words, you don't give up hope. But yeah, it's a great idea. Alright, let's see. Disassemble the leather jacket. So right now we're just disassembling a bunch of the clothing. This is going to give us a lot more of the raw materials we need, but I think it's also going to help us to boost our tailoring at least a little bit. It's obviously not as good as like actually sewing things together, but if we look, remember earlier our tailoring was 0 with 0% progress. Now it's 0 with 3% progress. So just literally cutting things up actually helps us here. Let's do some more socks. That's just giving me thread. I'm gonna need some actual Alright, let's keep breaking down some of this hot pants. I'm gonna have to just cut things up. So cut up the belts. Good. I'm scouring the internet as of now. I might reach out to Vise, the author of the Rustbound Magic. That's a good idea. Honestly, with the progress I've made since starting over yesterday, I'm sure I can get it figured out. I have 100% confidence in you, my friend. No doubt about it. Let's cut those up. Yeah, that's a good idea. That Rustbound of Magic mod is a very impressive mod, no doubt about it. Alright. Now, let's see here. I think we're also going to need a needle. Let's come back to the front where we just knocked down that tree earlier for the spear. There should be, yeah, some splintered wood. The splintered wood is great for making sewing needles, because you can just basically pull some of the splinters off of it. So we'll drop that on the ground. Let's go into our crafting menu. I'm going to search for the word needle. There it is. We can make a wooden needle. And we'll make it. All right, just kind of getting everything together still. Let's see. I'm going to drop it. I don't think we have everything we need for the spear strap, but we should be at least able to start leveling our tailoring a bit more here. Oh, look, we can do a trench coat. Leather trench coat. Not yet. All right, let's do loop of robe. I just want something that's going to be real quick. This one's fine. All right, we'll make 6 of these little hats, I think is what this is. A type of headdress traditionally used in the Middle East, yeah. All right, we'll make 5 or so of these. And then what we could do, if we were really short on materials, is we could just come back in here and disassemble them now. Let's see. Wait, did I keep in my inventory? Oh, my flashlight is still turned on. Whoopsie. Standing out here in the middle of the daylight with the flashlight turned on. That's foolish. Alright, so anyway, let me see here. Where did they go exactly? I must have them in my inventory. There, that's weird. Sometimes I swear when you craft, sometimes it'll drop the stuff, sometimes it'll put in your inventory, and it really to me seems like there's no rhyme or reason to which one is which. So it's always a little confusing to try and craft sometimes. Cooking is like that too. Alright, let's cut these up. Oh, actually, let's disassemble them. Yes. I want to do that in, like multiples. I don't know how to, though. If I do B for batch, let's see, corpse item. We'll just have to do it individually, I guess. It's alright, it was only 5 of them. We're going to disassemble these, then we'll check on our... Well, first we'll check on our wounds, see if they're healing up a little bit, and then we'll check on our tailoring skill. So yeah, this is basically the reason we're sitting out here just crafting at the moment instead of doing something more exciting is because our girl Helminia is pretty injured. She almost broke her leg yesterday falling off of a roof. She was attempting to get a solar panel down. And although we did get the solar panel, she almost died in the act of it. This torso is really concerning too, so... We're just hanging out for a couple days, letting that stuff heal up. But we're gonna use that time to the best we can here. So, all right, let's check out our tailoring now. If we go back to this R down to tailoring, oh look, I can already see we leveled it up. Yeah. So we hit level 1 again. We need to get to level 3. If we go into this and we look up the word strap. Yeah, there's no spear strap here. That's what our goal is, to make a spear strap, which we don't know yet. But from experience, we should unlock it at level 3. So let's continue to craft. Now, okay, perfect. We got a backpack. You can see that now we're at tailoring 1. We're looking for recipes that are a bit more challenging than the kefia, however you pronounce that. That's a little bit below us now. So this takes a little bit too much time, an hour for one of them. Pair of, ouch, that's 3 hours. That's below us. Well, I think that the net backpack is our best bet. Hold on a second. I think, you know what I think we need to do is disassemble some of these sheets. Yeah, if we have cotton sheets, that might give us more options. It's all about the right materials. This game has just like, there's a website, like a wiki page for all the materials, and there are just thousands and thousands of different items, objects, crafting materials. So you really got to like break stuff down into the correct components, you know? All right, so anyway, let's go back and go over to armor again, see what the list looks like now. Yeah, now we've definitely got more options here. We've got gloves, leg warmers. All right, but it still looks like the net backpack is our best bet. Yeah, so we'll build a couple of these. Oof, it's going to take 4 hours to make 4 of them. We'll just start off with one at a time, because we might actually level up tailoring as we're making these, and then we can graduate to a new skill. Yes, in fact, we did just level up. So we're now currently at tailoring 2. And that should unlock some new recipes. So we will check it. Yeah, look at that. A whole bunch of new stuff. Yo, love the CDA streams. What's going on? Little Blue, right? No, 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 no. Sorry, you're Disillusion. Disillusion. No, what's going on, my friend? Appreciate you stopping by. I thought you were one of my Patreons for a second, but I remember your name still nonetheless. So thanks for coming in the stream, my friend. Yes, we're doing some Cataclysm. Our character's kind of injured right now, so we're just spending a couple days here at a campsite, healing up and doing some crafting, sharpening our skills and whatnot. But it's awesome to see you, my friend. Thank you. Okay, this is good. See, we've got items here like the hijab, tailoring 2 of 2. That's good. It's right at our level, and it only takes an hour to make that. Let's make one of those. Put it down. I'm so full of pancakes I keep spacing out. Mini Mongoose, did you make some of the chocolate chip pancakes you were talking about? Oh, that's awesome. Good job, good job. I just had a sandwich right before stream. Make sure I wouldn't get hungry, but you've already got me hungry talking about pancakes. Speaking of hungry, let's feed our girl Helminia. Wait a second, why doesn't she have food on her? What? Did I leave the food somewhere? Oh, I dropped it, didn't I? Whoopsie. Alright, yeah, I need to favorite the food. Let's grab that. Also, I'm going to grab some water. And we'll favorite those. Alright. We might have to go kill another sheep, too. Yeah, I thought you burned one, that's okay. If it was just one of them, that's no big deal. Just put extra syrup on that one, and you won't notice a difference. Hey, what's going on, Goizaka? Welcome, my friend. Thank you for coming by the stream today, buddy. It's great to see all you guys. Really, really nice hanging out, having a nice leisurely stream today in Cataclysm, trying to heal up ourselves. Here, I thought your live would start at 2 p.m. I got started a little bit early. You're correct. Normally for my time it's at noon, but I'm sure you're probably in a different time zone. But I did get started an hour early, my friend. So just had the day off and I was laying around like, man, I need to start the stream, Why mess around? But I apologize if that threw you off there, buddy. Normally I'll pretty much keep it to right at that time that as I've got it scheduled, but like I say, if I've got the day off or something, I like to get on early too. Plus I'm so excited to get back into playing Cataclysm. It's so much fun. Hey Consolus, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming by, everybody. Appreciate you stopping in, Consolus. We are back once more with our character Helminia, and she's pretty badly injured. We fell off of a roof in the last stream. She got a little banged up clearing the mansion. We're sitting right next to this mansion, which we've partially cleared of zombies, but she got a little bit injured, and then we went down here to the orchard to get some solar panels, and she fell off the roof. So she almost died, but she almost broke her leg. Her torso's looking bad. So currently we're just crafting, working on making a spear strap, having a nice little relaxing stream here. Yeah, in the meantime, you started your own run, still grappling with controls. Yeah, that's one of the most difficult things, no doubt about it, is controls. That's true for most roguelikes too. If you're familiar or if you're unfamiliar with the roguelike genre, I would say that getting a grasp of the controls and really just like, you got to play it so much that it becomes like muscle memory almost, where the controls are. It's one thing I've learned trying to switch from one roguelike to another, like playing Kata and then trying to go and play like Caves of Cud or something. It can be very challenging. Oops, sorry. I've got a playlist here though for you, my friend. I'm going to link this to you. I've linked it before, but just to make it easy for anybody who's new to Cataclysm, this is a really great friend of mine here. /MVC has a great YouTube channel dedicated to well, they play a lot of different games, but Cataclysm is one of his big ones, and he's got a whole tutorial on controls and stuff like that. So again, make sure you check that out if you're struggling too much. But of course, the best way to learn is just to get in there and play, just like you're doing, Consolas, for sure. All right. And of course, coming and watching my streams too. That'll help you. Okay, let's go back into our crafting. Actually, hold on, I want to see. Tailoring's at 2 with 60% towards the third. So we're almost at level 3, which is really what we're going for. Once we get that, we're going to focus towards making a spear strap. All right, so let's make another abaya. We'll make 1. Put it down. Yeah, it's kind of my first roguelike. Okay, kind of managed to avoid the genre for several decades, it seems. And yeah, I'm already watching that play. That's cool. Yeah, I think I did recommend it to you in our last live stream or one of the previous ones. But again, for anybody who's new, and Slashem's a great creator. He's also a Patreon and subscriber to the channel, so big shout out to Slashem. Oh, he might even make it by the stream today. We'll see. But, all right. So we've done it. I noticed while we were crafting that item that, hold on. Yeah, that we did hit tailoring 3. So I'm going to drop all the extraneous bits. Now, let's double check that. Yep, tailoring, level 3. Perfect. If we go into our crafting now, we should search for the word strap again. And there it is, right at the top of the list. Now we have knowledge of how to make the spear strap. That's how some of the recipes are in this game. They will unlock as you level up that particular skill, which is related. But then there are other recipes which you will only learn from books or electronics like computers or cell phones. So it's good to just keep that in mind. You're going to want to fill up your crafting knowledge with as many recipes as you can. But right now we're focused on the red parts here. So we need a button. We also need some leather sheets and an awl. So let's go back to our main crafting. Let's search for the word awl. There it is. So that's why I grabbed the bone earlier, because I knew we were going to need this. So we'll whip up the awl. And if you're not familiar, an awl is something that you use to pierce holes in like tough fabrics or whatever. So it's just like a pointy thing. Not super sharp like a needle, but sharp enough to like go through leather. All right, we lost the light. It is 7:35 p.m. We spent all day just sitting here sewing and tailoring and stuff, but it's still a little too early to go to bed. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop on one of our glow sticks. I love glow sticks, very helpful. Let's go ahead and finish off the bone awl. So that's done now. I'm just going to drop that on the ground. But instead of standing out here in the dark, we're going to go back into the truck, close up the door, so we're nice and secure here inside the cab of our little truck. Relatively safe. I honestly should not be sleeping next to this mansion like this. Let's drive away from this. It's not because I'm actually worried about dying or getting attacked. Let's turn the headlights on. But it slows down the processing of the game itself. When you sleep next to an area where there's a lot of enemies or even NPCs, that's why sometimes people will say, hey, why don't you set up your base right next to like the refugee center or something, because there's like 40 different NPCs there. But the problem with that is when you go and try and sleep, or if you're doing like a long span of crafting, the game like grinds to a slow halt as it's trying to process everything that's going on, so it's better to just set up your base like in the middle of nowhere, literally, for that reason. But all right, let's stop driving. Now that we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, we're still not too far from the mansion, but again, we just got far enough away so that it's not in the ring of reality. But anyway, let's go ahead and read a book. What should we read? Oh, crap, we've got a sewing book. We could have probably leveled up our tailoring just by reading. That's okay. We did it the hard way. Let's continue to read. Actually, this would have leveled us up to level 3. It might have taken more time to learn to get that knowledge up to 3 by reading than just actually by doing. In other words, it could have taken several days just by reading this book. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself to make me feel better. Also, too, notice over here, if we look at the log, you'll see that as I'm reading these books, it's also opening up recipes. This book can help you craft, and it gives me a whole list of these recipes now. So again, reading books is a great way, not just of like leveling up your skills, but opening up new recipes to your character. Have you ever built a building zone in one of your runs? From other zombie survivals, I'm kind of used to construct a bunker, but maybe not necessary in this game. The building zones, as far as I do utilize zoning a little bit in this game, but it's mainly for looting. In other words, you might have seen me do that in the past consoles, I'm not sure. But the building zones, I don't have a lot of experience with. I think what those are used for is ordering your NPCs. If you've got a base set up and you've got other NPCs you've like recruited to your team, because you can give NPC companions a whole bunch of different options. You can have them craft, and I think building zones. Oh wait, the word zone. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Have you ever built a building in one of your runs? Oh my bad. I'm sorry. I don't know why I inserted the word zone. Have I ever built a building? Not really. No, I usually just take over buildings there. But there we go. That was a much simpler explanation for you. All right, let's read. The pocket survival could be helpful. Minnie says she loves a good unlockable recipe. You better believe it. All right, we don't want to stay awake too long. It is 10 p.m. That's good enough. All right, I'm going to drop these books. Otherwise, we'll carry them around. It's one of the little quirks of this inventory system. Every time you read a book, even if it's like in the chair next to you, you pick it up and it'll be in your inventory after that. All right, let's have a little bite to eat. Some apples, some cracklings. And she is tired. It's 10 p.m. almost. I'm going to take this glow stick and I'm just going to drop it outside because I don't want to be all lit up here. All right, time to sleep. Let's go ahead and we will save it. All right, so it is currently saving. Takes a moment. There we go. We'll just go for 8 hours. That's pretty good. It says this is a comfortable place to sleep. That's awesome. There are differences, too, in the places you sleep. It can make a difference in how much weariness and tiredness you recover over time. And we are healing slightly. But let's make sure that as soon as we wake up, I'm going to take a look at our wounds. They are getting better, but we need to bandage them up again here in the morning. So I'm going to bandage all these wounds. Very good. All right, are we good? Yep, they're all set. Now, I could further speed up the process of healing by disinfecting them with this antiseptic or this hydrogen peroxide, but it is very valuable stuff. If we get bitten by a zombie and we get infected, this can save our lives right here if we get to it quick enough. Still on my first day, so I'm a bit worried where I can sleep my first night. It's tough. I assume if you're on your first day as a newer player, you probably don't have a vehicle. You could sleep inside of a vehicle, like on the side of a road. Just remember what I said about the ring of reality. I think if you were in the last stream, as long as there's nothing within like 2 tiles on the overmap like this, then you're good. You know, that's why I moved away from this mansion last night, because it was inside the ring of reality. So by moving over here, there's essentially nothing in this field, you know what I'm saying? And even if you don't have a vehicle, you could sleep just in the open, but it could rain on you. It's not going to be very comfortable, in other words. You probably won't get attacked by anything, because again, everything in the world that is outside of this very small ring is essentially paused when you're not near it, you know? That's how the game doesn't have to process like the entire map, because the map is essentially infinite. I just got the most delicious breakfast sandwich ever. What was it? I'd love to hear about it. Describe it, please. All right, let's see. What are we doing? Oh, okay. We're working on our spear strap. Let's close the door. Let's get back to our little site by the... Yeah, we had a nice, good rest. I've never died while sleeping, although I have had one of my NPC companions get killed while they were sleeping next to me by a giant cockroach because I had set up my car right next to a big city, and some of the bugs and stuff that were like inhabiting one of the houses nearby were in the ring of reality when we went to sleep. And it was just luck that they attacked him, my companion, and not me, I think. But stop driving. Focaccia and garlic aioli and soft scrambled eggs with thick bacon. That does sound good for sure. Sounds very fancy. All right, so where's that stuff? There it is. Yeah, I saw the death just yesterday, Andrew. I still have that run, actually. I've never finished that martial arts playthrough. I still have the save file and the world for it. I should pick it up because that world, I have a road roller. Oh my God, that is the best vehicle. It's literally like one of those big machines you see that has like the barrels in the front that like lays down, it like flattens out concrete. Can you imagine driving that through a city filled with zombies? Oh, it's glorious. Fresh made bread too. Nice, lovely flowers. Very good. I am jealous. I'm jealous. Yeah, I never finished it. I'm sorry. Never currently watching the last episode and kind of waiting for you to die. You have to keep waiting, my friend. I'll pick that one up again probably at some point. Hopefully, maybe. Maybe I'll just redo it. I like the idea of a no firearm playthrough, but I can tell you it's extremely challenging. No doubt about it. All right, so let's double check our recipe here for the spear strap one more time. Pull that up. Okay, so we got the bone all. We need the leather sheets. The buttons are not going to be that difficult. I'm surprised we already haven't gotten one from disassembling pairs of pants. But the leather sheets are going to be, we're actually probably going to make patchwork leather sheets. So let's go back to the main. Let's search for the word patchwork leather sheet. How many of these can we make? Perfect. See, we already have the materials to make this. So we'll just go ahead and use some of the thread nearby. If you're ever traveling in the States, Marty's Deli in Northwest Minneapolis. It's a drive for me, but it's so worth it. They have a line down the street every day. I love a good mom and pop sandwich shop. I'm a huge Italian fan. Like, I love pastas and pizza and all that great stuff, but a really good Italian sandwich is like one of the best things in the world, with like fresh bread and fresh lettuce and tomato. Oh my God, so good. Yep. Got me hungry again just talking about it. Okay, so we've got our things. Now we just need a button, right? It's literally what my entire kingdom for a button. Let's do strap. Yeah, we need a single button. All right, let's look in our pile. What do we got here? Yeah, I'm a little shocked because we did disassemble some pants. Hey, Squidward Tentacles, welcome, welcome. Which version are we playing? Is this the Steam version? Good question. Not exactly. The Steam version is the stable branch version. Herbert 0.H is the Steam version. We're currently playing on 0.I, which is the next release candidate for the stable branch. So once they work out all the kinks and stuff, this will be the next stable launch. I don't know the name. Right now, I think it's just called 0.I, but it's available in the Kata launcher. If you're familiar, I'm not sure how you play. If you're playing through Steam, you probably don't have the launcher, but either way, we're essentially playing the beta version of the stable branch. Yes, dude, they got those too. They have BLC sandwiches with pickled green tomatoes. Ooh, that sounds interesting too, for sure. All right, let's check our truck for some pants or something with buttons. There's leather pants. I think I was going to wear those. Let's grab this light jacket. I'm sure we'll come across more light jackets. This mansion over here behind us is filled with clothing, so if we have trouble finding a button, we'll just go grab one. It says a zipper. You know what? Excuse me. You know what typically has buttons? Are police holsters, I think. Typically. Let's see if we can get in here again without falling in any holes, choking on any dust. Oh, okay, that's a hole into the basement. There's a lot of holes. Bup, 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 bup. Mini Mongoose says great name. Oh, Squidward tentacles. Let's see. Console this. There is a specific launcher. Yeah, you bought it on Steam, but after seeing that I can't play the release candidate, there's. Hold on, I'll get you that link, my friend, real quick. I always link. I always have it in the link of all my YouTube videos. So if you're not subscribed to me over there, you definitely should. But of course, I always post the VODs for my my series, the live stream series over there. And the Kata launcher. Here, I got you right here, my friend. Yeah, for anybody who's new. Boom, I got it. There you go. So that's what they call the cat launcher. The icon is a little kitty cat. But that'll give you access to the stable and the experimental version. And of course, that's a free download from GitHub. By purchasing it on Steam, you're essentially just supporting the developers because the game is free. You're not pirating or anything like that. It's open source or whatever. All right, so we're looking for a button. I need a button. There's probably not going to be any. Oh, okay, ammo pouch. That might have a button on it. If we find a holster, maybe some dress shoes. We'll pick those up. We're just going to disassemble some of these things and see. Are they launching cats? They better not be. I'll fight them. Excuse me. Jeans have buttons. You know, we were... Okay, yeah, I'll grab a pair of jeans. I was thinking that light jacket. Did I already pass the jeans up? Cufflinks might. We've got jorts. There's jeans. Give me one of those. Alright, let's drop that crap on the ground. Oh, I got my patchwork. Alright, let's disassemble the jeans. Plastic button. Good call there, lovely flowers. Appreciate ya. Alright, let's grab that button. One little plastic button. That's all we needed. Have you ever tried using an arm and leg splint? I have, Goizaka. When I had a broken leg, you have to do the splint. But I don't think you can attach them to the limb unless it's broken. But I might be wrong. But we almost broke our leg in the last in the last stream. Didn't quite break it, but it was close. We would have had to use a splint. Yes, and you don't even play this game. That's too funny. Getting tips from people who've never even played it just goes to show you just how realistic and naturalistic Cataclysm is. Of course, it's also completely outlandish and crazy, but it's both. It's both in a good way. All right, let's go back into crafting and go back to this. Yes, look, it's lit up. We can make the spear strap. Oh, this is always such a good, like, achievement here. It's not a technical achievement, but in my runs, whenever I get the spear strap made, I'm always very happy. So, it is almost 10 a.m. We're going to be equipping the spear strap. Now, it's not without its penalties. Equipping multiple things on your body, like the spear strap, for instance. If we go to this screen, this is our armor screen, it will show us things like the warmth of our clothing, how warm it is. It also shows encumbrance, meaning if I've got like 10 backpacks on my body, obviously I can't move as well. I can't fight as well if I'm all strapped down. And currently we've got a trench coat, 2 guns strapped on our torso, a backpack, and then I just put a spear strap on as well. So a splint will help with recovery. All right, I'll try that. Maybe we can whip together some. Usually I loot my splints, but we'll see if we can construct one. So overall, all of this yellow here translates right here to this number. The first one, 38 in pink. This indicates that our torso is pretty heavily encumbered. It's not great. It's not great. If I were going to get into like a combat situation, I would probably want to take like my backpack off and maybe even one of the guns and just drop them, you know. But what's up, Saturn? Welcome, my friend. Thanks for stopping by the stream, buddy. It's great to see ya. All right, so we've got most of our tailoring accomplished. I'm going to pick all that stuff up, and we're just going to drop it back into the truck. I don't want to leave it on the side of the road. That's good. We've made quite an accomplishment here. Let's just look through. All right, so let's see. Let's look up the splint. See if we can make one. It might be easier to find one. Wait, did I spell that right? No, I didn't. So we don't know the splint recipe. Let me grab my spear. Yeah, I'm still really trying to avoid combat right now because we're severely injured, but you know what? We might be able to come down here to the mine, and using the fence, of course, we could probably... it doesn't make us actually top heavy, it just makes it harder for us to dodge and fight and stuff. So you could, in a sense, you could say it makes us top heavy, but it's more just like restrictive, you know? But I don't think it adds to our overall weight necessarily. So yeah, let's head down to the mine shaft. The mine doesn't sound like it's like super exciting, but to be honest, mines are really great. For one thing, they almost always have two pumps, one of gas and one of diesel, so we should be able to top up the tanks here on our little truck. And number two, they have a good variety of loot. All right, this is close enough. There could also be another vehicle here, so what am I seeing? Oh, there's a miner below us. Okay, yeah. We have to be extremely careful because we are heavily injured. All right, we got a zombie on the outside. Uh-oh. Somebody set off the alarm already. I swear, it wasn't me. I didn't do that. Alright, we got zomboids. Let's go. Hold on, it's a little bit loud. Let me turn that down. A little bit loud. Alright. Now the goal here is to kill these zombies using this chain link fence. I'm poking them with my spear through the fence, but I'm also going to be kind of kiting them along the fence so that they don't tear it down. If I give them the opportunity to hit this same fence, they'll break it down, and then they can get to me, so... There we go. Now these guys are actually trapped inside this house, or this building. Let's climb the fence. And I'm going to just poke them through these windows. Is it still too loud? More zombies to kill. Look at you cheesing those poor zomboids. That's right, my friend. Hey, listen. If this were the real apocalypse, I mean, wouldn't you take every advantage you could, you know? Like survival and taking out zombies? I sure would. Alright, so I don't see any more inside there, but there's definitely more inside this fence. Yeah, I can see one right there. So we got to be careful. Oh yeah, there's a bunch. Hold on, this is what we're going to do. Oh shit, okay. They're going to tear through that fence. Let's lead them back this way. Come on over here, boys. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Hold on. Why am I so slow? This zombie's really fast. All right, we're going to run from this zombie. All right, just running. We don't want to overexert ourselves. If we empty our stamina bar here, that's what this is, then we'll basically be locked in place. We'll be too tired to move, and we become a real easy prey at that point. So I'm just going to lose that zombie. He's shockingly fast. Okay, I think we've lost him. Yeah, let's just take a moment to recover. Good. Do you have any gum or anything? Let's eat a multivitamin. And let's get into our bag and chew some gum. Okay. You're already too tired to move. 10 pieces of caffeinated chewing gum. There we go. Delish. All right. I don't think it's a good sign for my chances in the apocalypse. Yeah. Hey, that's right. It takes a special breed of human to survive in the cataclysm. And not everybody's cut out for it, but listen, that's not actually a bad thing. Living in this world, you got to be a pretty low down, rotten kind of scoundrel, you know? Just like Helminia. No, I'm kidding. But I do love the fact that we got this badass helmet now. We've got this barbute helm. Oh, look at it. It's already damaged. Dang, that's crazy. It's already taken damage. I bet you we can repair it, but I'll probably need like a blacksmithing kit or something that I don't know how to make. No, we're not doing that, Saturn. Not with this run. Helminia is the only thing that affects her diet is the fact that she's a junk food intolerant. So she doesn't like junk food. I'm not good at this game either. Well, better than you headed below it. True. Are you able to farm in this game? Yes, you are, Minnie. Yep, you can farm. You can domesticate animals. You can build bases. You know, it's like earlier when I got confused about the zoning question. They were asking if you can build. I've never done it, but you can certainly build bases. You can recruit other NPC characters and have them help you in your duties and stuff. It's a really deep game. Really, really deep. The real question is there a nudist trait? I honestly don't know. They changed the traits up quite a bit. Like they add and remove traits a bit. I'd have to look through that list, Saturn. There might be, though. There might be. But the game developers for Cataclysm have a strategy of realism. Like their idea is always to try and make things more realistic. So I don't know. I don't know if they include like the nudist trait as part of that mindset, but it would be interesting to check on our next character. It's something we could look at during like character creation. Let's see, I was thinking about the farming, but how long it would take to play for even one crop cycle to pass. Pretty sure something like that exists because I lost. Yeah, you know, the thing with farming in this game is there's enough loot and, you know, just like cities and stuff, unless you really mess with some of the settings to make it incredibly hard to find food, it's pretty abundant. Like, you don't need to farm, in other words. You could easily get by with just playing this game and looting. But if you want to role play it, you know, heck, you could go off. You could set your world so that there's like almost no cities, you know, that it's a real rural, just like open wilderness. And you could just go off and homestead and play it that way. Absolutely. And the cool thing is, like, all the systems would still be there for you, so you could build a really cool base and electrify it with solar panels and, like I say, harvest animals and ride horses and stuff. All right, we're dismembering all these corpses so they don't rise again. We'll loot all this stuff later. Well, or you remove the mod that companions need no food. That's an interesting idea too, Consolus. Yeah. That's not bad. Yeah, typically if we look at the mods, what they're referring to is right here. These mods here I put in this world. These two are auto installed. They're just like part of the game balance essentially, and one of them, it removes the need for NPCs to have food. So Consolus is suggesting if you remove that mod, which you can do, and then your NPCs would have to have food, which means you would definitely have a much greater demand for food, which could be fun. Yeah. Dismember. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, again, I don't know. I'm looking at this loot. All right, I'm just going to start smashing. Creates an immense amount of blood everywhere, but it's quicker. Much quicker. All right, we've still got some zombies around this place, so let's keep looking. We're not done. But the sad part is I can tell that this truck is pretty badly damaged. There's a few things here that I could take. Like these heavy-duty quarter panels, heavy-duty frame. Anything that says heavy-duty and is green, that's going to be like a really valuable piece for us. Yeah, I'll probably strip some of this vehicle. All right. Yeah, I was thinking of asking what your reason for adding it was, but then it's automatically activated. Yeah. There used to be another one which was auto activated that would slow down fungal growth, but I think that they've just made that part of the base game now. That's just like in the world by default. But yeah, I've actually never taken any of those mods off, like those default ones. I haven't. I just feel like the base game is so in depth and so detailed and so hard to learn. It's like I haven't really experimented too much with the mods that like are really heavily game changing or whatever. But someday I will. All right, so this is annoying. This guy on me. You always choose the naked and afraid profession start. That makes it very difficult. That's true. That's true. I like naked and afraid too. We went with tourist for her, for Helminia, just because I like the idea of taking photos of like the weird and exotic creatures in the game. So that's one. Dinos. I support naked and afraid. There are dinosaurs in the game, yes. Well, it's a mod. There are mods. There's a mod that adds dinosaurs. Dismember. I don't know if the tile set that I use has sprites for the dinos, though. So they might appear as just like ASCII characters. So, in other words, if you like a T Rex, would just be like a capital T. But, you know, ASCII games are not for everybody. It's something I've never really had a problem with. I like ASCII games, but where is that guy? Yeah, but they're like people. For instance, my brother would never play a game like this. Like he only wants to play like the most high fidelity, like best graphics, AAA, $70 games. I'm like, ah, man, that's not worth it. Choose loner now, and I wonder if my morale is so low because all my friends just died. Oh, that could be. That could be, my friend. I'm sorry to hear that. That's tragic. Smash, smash. I don't want to search these guys. Oh, look at that. We got a first aid kit. What's in it? Oh, hell yeah. That's a good score. Ibuprofen, antiseptic, and medical tape. No splint in that one, but I haven't forgot. We're still looking for splints. Let's go ahead and favorite these items. These medical items will stay with me. Perfect. Again, the point of favoriting is because there's a command to just simply drop everything which isn't favorited. So if you favorite stuff, you'll keep it in your inventory when you use that command. That's the only reason I do that. But all right, we got to take down this door. So I'm going to drop my spear and I'm going to grab, I guess, the stick. The stick's pretty terrible for this job. All right, we'll drop the stick. Now we're going to grab the plank, which is a little bit better. For graphics, honestly, without a tile set, I would probably not play it pure ASCII. You know, I agree with you on that, Consolus. I'm not into the pure ASCII. The tile sets are perfect for me. Like, I don't need like a bunch of animation. Just like a visual representation is perfect. But you're right. If I was forced to play like Dwarf Fortress or this game in ASCII, it would be a bit of a stretch for me. I could probably manage it, you know, but I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I do with the tile set. What's up, Eric the GM? Welcome, my friend. Thank you for coming by the stream today, buddy. It's great to see you again. Oh, okay, let's smash. Just playing with our character Helminia, having some fun, talking about the game, experimenting here. All right, let's see. Okay, what did I drop? Oh, we got some sheets. Senator says, I don't mind the pure ASCII, but I do have a thing for isometric, not going to lie. Oh, man. Some of my favorite games, like the old school Baldur's Gate. I know so many people know of Baldur's Gate 3, but there was a Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, which were isometric games as well, back in the 90s. Those are some of my most favorite games of all time, for sure. Grab this. Let's move our spear over to here. I'm being strategic here because I know that there's going to be zombies in this building. So what we're going to do is we're going to smash the door. Yep, there he is. All right. let him come to us. I agree on the ASCII. The most retro I'll go with games is the 8-bit visuals. Yeah, for sure. Which is kind of like what we're looking at now, I guess, in a way. I don't think it's truly 8-bit, but I wonder if it is a bit determined by the graphics of the earliest games we played. For sure, Consolas. You know, because in my age group, I didn't play Atari. Like the early Atari games were a bit before my time, but I did play the Nintendo Entertainment System, the first one, the NES. Like I remember getting that for my like 8th Christmas or whatever. So yeah, like that could be a good point, you know. So for instance, somebody who maybe played those early Atari games wouldn't care at all about. They're like, oh, I'm totally cool with ASCII, you know, because some of those early games were just essentially boxes, like rectangles and squares and crap. I cut my teeth on programming QBasic and DOS. Nice. You know, that's an important thing to note too, is that ASCII is not just a visual representation. You know, it's a language too, used for other purposes than video games. In fact, if you read the book The Martian, he uses ASCII characters to communicate with, like, from Mars to Earth. It's not in the movie. You got to read the actual novel, but it's interesting. We're probably in the same age group that did not play Atari, but Game Boy and NES. Yeah, I remember the original Game Boy. My dad loved the Game Boy. He was never able to play video games because he only had one arm, but he was able to play the Game Boy because the buttons were close enough. He could play Tetris, the original Tetris, and he would sit in his like recliner for hours playing Tetris while we played like our Super Mario game or whatever. Hell yeah. All right, I'm just waiting for this idiot to break the door down. It's taking him forever. There he goes. Hurry up, you stupid zombie. We got stuff to do. All right, so I'm grabbing that spear that I laid out strategically, and we're going to pop over the fence. Come here, you. I've done this before. All right, squish. Game Boy, the OG accessible console. Oh, that's right. I don't think it was designed necessarily that way, but it was true. That was the first video game he was ever actually able to play. I'll take the condom. Believe it or not, the condom is quite a handy little crafting material. You can use it to transport water, but there's also a stethoscope in this game for cracking safes and stuff. You can make a stethoscope using a condom and some other materials. All right, let's turn on our flashlight real quick. Got to be safe even in the apocalypse. Not that kind of safe. I'm using it for cracking safes. Okay, so these rooms are all secured. There could still be a zombie like hiding in the bathroom too, so we're not totally out of the woods yet, but we'll turn off that flashlight. But behooves, are you using mods? Yes, my friend. I'll show you. Welcome to the stream too. I see your first time chatter. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. We're playing Magicalism, No Hope, and No Hope is set to the hardest level of overwhelming despair. And we've also got bombastic perks and mythical martial arts, and Speedy Dex is on there too. But Consola says, can't imagine that crafting recipe in my head. Let's see. Wait. Unicode already needs at least 2 bytes. All right, so I'm going to turn safe mode back on just to be safe. Boy, this little wooden spear has been doing some serious work. Ah, crap. I got to break down this one door here. Smash. It's still very loud. Score, anvils are now accepting meteoric steel as a workable item. Good job, Andy. Way to go, buddy. That's quite a milestone. So now you've just got one problem that hasn't quite been resolved yet. Is that right? Oh, crap. Yep, there was a big old football zombie in that toilet. Let's run. Run away. Oh, he grabbed me. Get away, Helminia. Oh, dude. We got to be careful. This girl cannot take any damage right now. All right, we got over the fence. We're safe. We're safe. Okay, I think that was probably the last zombie here at the mine. Above ground. There's definitely going to be some zombies below ground too, though. But let me just check. Okay. But first, before we take a look down there, we're going to go ahead and loot this place. Smash everything. Take a little drink here. Some delicious water. Do we have a container? Okay. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We got a few people in here today. It's great to see y'all. Hope you're enjoying the Cataclysm stream here. And let's see if you've missed any part of this or if you got to leave early. I've got a playlist pinned in chat there for you. That will take you to the YouTube page where I post all my VODs and stuff, so you can check it out. But all right, so yeah, the surface of the mine shaft has been completely cleared of zomboids. So we're going to do some quick zoning here. And this is just for looting purposes. Unsorted. Let's see. Andy says you got 2 issues. The missing ingot textures when the ingots are placed, and the lang files. So the items aren't named. Okay, I see. Or at least similarity to that. Gotcha. All right, we're getting in another zone here for custom. Yeah, I don't know anything about coding or anything. It's all above my head, but you know, I'm here to give you moral support. And of course, like I said, we will definitely try it out on the server. Andy's actually putting together a mod for the game called Vintage Story. So he's developing a mod for like a higher tier of metal that we're going to be able to use beyond steel. And if you're not familiar with Vintage Story, check out my YouTube channel. Again, I do have a bunch of content for that one. Very different to Cataclysm, but some of you are probably over here from the Vintage Story side. So I appreciate you. Yeah, Andy is one of my Patreons. He's on the multiplayer server, so you can count on seeing his mod being installed on the multiplayer server. And I've already said too that once we get used to it and I get the hang of it, I'm going to do a video for it too on the YouTube channel. I like to do a lot of mod features and stuff. Okay, we just set off the alarm. Why did you do it all? Keep sorting, buddy. You're not done. Okay, hold on. It's just stopping. Keep going. Oh, this is... All right, it's working. Let's see. Andy says, I knew next to nothing a couple of days ago. I've just been digging through the JSON files of Vintage Story. They explicitly state that this is okay and even supply a mod maker for free. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that if you're teaching yourself to mod, I think Vintage Story is probably one of the best games you could start off with. RimWorld would probably be another really good option too. All right, let's see. Consola says, I made my first steel recently, but I would not mind a higher tier. Yeah, he's working on meteoric steel, Consola. So you're probably familiar with meteoric iron, but this is Andy's mod is going to introduce meteoric steel, obviously made from the base meteoric iron too. So it's a really good idea, I think, and it could be a lot of fun. After that, we need to get him to design like a boss mod too. That adds like a meteoric steel clad like knight or something that we have to fight as a boss. All right, safe mode's getting turned on. So every bit of loot that was on the surface here of this mine is now located in these 2 little squares. So that was the whole point of that zoning that I just did. Yeah, you can see we've got 6 pages of different loots here. A lot of it's not going to be very valuable to us, but then there's some really good stuff like these glow sticks. I'll take those. What else? I think we already picked up a pickaxe and shovel. Sided says, why would meteoric steel be any different than regular steel, though? Because it's from the sky. I haven't been ignoring the story. Well, wait. You have been ignoring the story so far? Right, meteoric iron is better than meteoric or regular iron. Slightly better. Take all the gum, take the cigarettes, space metal stronger, stronger together. Yeah, exactly. Take those. Okay. We got a bunch of zombies here that have got dirty stuff on them. Maybe some drugs here. No. Okay. Do you know if there is an option to ignore stuff like butchery refuse when you sort your loot? That's really good. That's a really good question. You could do that. You could exclude that from the zone, I think, because when I set up the zone, I put this custom zone here in the middle and I didn't filter it. So, in other words, by not putting a filter on it, it puts everything, into this pile. I could have sorted it to accept everything but refuse, but I think that would be a little bit difficult. Which I'm trying to think of a good like way to work around that because it does take time. You probably noticed there, OX, like a good portion of the time she was taking to clear this zone was just spent on refuse because there's a lot of it. That's a really good question. You'd have to kind of play around with the filter here on it or something like that. Is that why you asked? Just because it takes so much extra time to do it, or you just don't want that refuse in your pile or something? Because you could alternately set up a custom zone just for refuse, and that would like oh, it's so much time. Yeah, that is a tough one. Well, you know what you could do ultimately is not dismember the zombies like I do. Instead of doing that, just smash them, and then you won't get any refuse at all. You'll just have the corpses to deal with. You know what I'm saying? The reason I dismember them is because it's a little quicker and less messy than just smashing a zombie, but that's one workaround essentially. But that's a really good question, my friend. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be too much more help to you there. Okay, so let's go through the second pile of stuff here. We'll take some flashlights. I love glow sticks. I guess we'll take the older USBs. I don't know what that is exactly. Okay, let's see. Oh, take the gum, the cigarettes for trading. Ever tried putting all corpses in a pile and burning them? I when I do like a static base or something, I once set up a racetrack as a base, and I did like have all the zombies in one area. I don't think I burned them, but I have like taken the time before to go through all the different zoning, sort out all the different types of loot into different zones and crap. But this character, we're not really doing that because she's a nomad. So we're not going to stick around here. Ooh, super glue. Give me that. Eric the GM, kind of surprised the filter doesn't have a toggled white. Yeah, exactly. Because like the pockets menu or screen has that black list, white list, which makes it really easy to just focus on like one item. But yeah, the zoning isn't really like that. A very spacious bag for carrying things to the gym. Basically a very large duffel bag. Oh, I think we just found a sick upgrade to our backpack. And it's in perfect condition. I'm going to grab this blanket too. Hopefully make it a little bit nicer in the truck for us to sleep. Consola says, yeah, I just wondered if that might not actually be quicker than dismembering them. It's hard to say. Because dismembering actually shows how long it takes. It's just like less than a minute. But smashing them doesn't actually show a time. I'm not sure. Alright, we're fine. That was not the best. There was almost no food here. We did get some interesting stuff. Okay, here's one thing we're going to do. Do I have a hacksaw yet? No, I don't. Alright, so we're going to climb the fence. Where's my truck? Where is it? Oh, it's up there. Let's go grab the truck. We're going to park it. We're going to fill it up with some diesel, folks. So like I said, one of the best things about these mine shafts is they always have diesel and gasoline. And they're pretty easy to clear because of that chain link fence. So we're going to drive our little red monster down there and park right in front where it's easier to access the fuel. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Right around the front. There's still several tools we don't have yet. And one of those is the hacksaw. Of course, I don't have any welding stuff either. So, in other words, we're still definitely on the lookout for a lot of looting opportunities. But let's check our health. Oh, God. I really want to get in there and finish clearing that mansion, but at the same time, it's just too dangerous right now. Too dangerous. Okay, let's see. Right now I'm looking for some fire extinguishers. Okay, failing that, we need a jerry can is what I'm really looking for. Is there not a single jerry can? Wow. Okay. Where did you get a working truck, though? The No Hope mod refuses to give you one. Yeah, that's right, OX. The No Hope is going to disable virtually every vehicle you come across. We built, well, we didn't build it. We repaired this vehicle. So when we found it, it did not have a charge. So I got a solar panel and I hooked it up to a battery. This was, I think, this battery, and I got it some charge, so that's how we got the battery. Of course, the tank was intact, but it was empty, so I filled it with some diesel from just one of the mine shafts that we cleared, and the engine was in good shape. It wasn't faulty or anything, so we just got lucky and found a vehicle that had most of the basic stuff it needed. You know, it had the wheels, another component you'll see a vehicle and it'll be like in really good shape, but it'll be missing its controls. For instance, if it's not missing controls, that can be a big hurdle. You've got to go like find a set of controls and reinstall it. So we actually got fairly lucky to find this vehicle because we got this thing running on the second day, and it, like I said, it was very lucky. And a lot of it does come down to just experience and having played on No Hope quite a bit. You know, I know when I see a good vehicle, one that we can quickly put together. So again, it was just a lot of luck there. The first car I found was an electronic one that did not look bad. I'm also playing No Hope. Yes, you should definitely consider yourself lucky. No Hope basically, not only does it reduce item spawn, it makes some other changes to the world, like it affects weather, but it also will make like vehicles almost impossible to find, an intact vehicle. All right, so let's climb back over. Wait, I need an empty jerry can. That one's full of water. Those are full of gasoline. I think we have a legitimate issue here. I don't have any jerry cans. Well, I can dump out this gasoline. I can probably dump it into the toilet. This is going to be kind of annoying, but I'm going to try and get through this real quick here. Okay, grab, wield. I don't want to waste the gas. I don't know why I'm being so careful with it. I should probably just dump it out. Let's dump it into this trash can, maybe. Can we do that? I don't even think that's retrievable, but oh well. There's still more gas in this pump up here too. It's just I don't have any free jerry cans. All right, so that's the gas pump. Yay. All right, so this will take a couple of trips, but that's not a big deal. I have to use my advanced inventory management because I haven't cut a hole in this fence or anything yet. All right, maybe we should do that. Can I smash it? Not worried about it. Let's rest. Can you not lockpick the... I don't have any lockpicks made, and I could. The answer is yes, we could, but I don't have any made. And although that would be pretty quick to make it, I don't have any skill at lockpicking yet. All right, we're going to fill up this tank with some diesel. I guess we could try and whip some up real quick. Let's just see. I don't know. Could take us all day and we still don't like get it unlocked. So climbing's not the worst, but it is a little bit annoying having to do so many button clicks. We'll make a few lockpicks. We'll see. No better time to train the skill. That's right. We're not really in any rush right now. Did we get them? Yeah, okay. They're in my inventory. Let's see here. I think we can further refine them too. So if we go back and we look up pick again. Yeah, improvised. We'll make 5 of those. Takes an hour. It's 3 p.m. That's fine. We're going to have to go to sleep fairly soon, but it's not a big deal. All right, so let me go into my inventory now. Now we've got, yeah, we've got 5 improvised lockpicks. It's good to have those too. That's a good item to just carry around with you. So we'll favorite those. I'm going to drop everything else. You're wounded, so it's safe use of time. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Lockpicking is a good skill to have. No doubt about it. Oh, we're hungry and thirsty. So let's climb into our little vehicle. We'll have some apples, some cracklins, and some water. Very good. Oh, you know what else, too? Oh, hold on. Grab that. I need to get a piece of sheet metal. Oh, god damn it, I keep forgetting. So I'm going to climb the fence one more time. I'm going to work on the lock picking, but right now I'm just going to do this real quick. Alright, so did we get any sheet metal? I might just need to disassemble something. Sheets, that's not what I want. No, okay, that's fine. We'll worry about that in a second. Let's get the rest of this diesel out of here. Beautiful. Alright, so the diesel thing is now empty. We will drop it. Alright, that's fine. Senator says, I'm not sure if your neighbors would approve of your approval of lockpicking as a skill to have. That's true. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Alright, we're going to practice here. And we're just failing over here. You'll see whenever it pops up red, your lock stumps your efforts. So the tool is getting damaged a little bit, but if we come over here and look at our proficiencies, you can see that lockpicking is now on the list at 7%. So it doesn't have to be at 100 for us to like successfully open locks, but it's much more difficult when it's this low. So it's almost likely we won't open this until we get that up much higher. But can you get nutritional deficiency in this game if you only eat the same stuff all the time? Yes. If we go to the consume screen, which is where we'll eat or apply bandages, you'll notice right up here there's a list of a few different vitamin types and minerals. You've got iron, calcium, and vitamin C. As far as I know, it does not break down vitamins and minerals any more than just these 3. But yeah, if you ignore these, it can have an effect on you for sure, for sure. I can't tell you exactly what that effect would be, but I can tell you that illnesses exist in this game. You can get sick, you can get things like radiation poisoning, and they're very debilitating too. So like nutritional deficiency, even though it's something I've never dealt with, because it's, again, pretty easy to get food, it could be very serious, I'm sure. If you got like, what do they call that? Rabbit starvation. It's like a real thing that people in the woods like have to worry about, because rabbits have like almost no fat on their bodies. So if all you eat is rabbit, eventually you're still going to starve to death, even though your belly is full, because you got no fat. You know, and fat is one of the essential nutrients we need to survive. All right, let's grab that. Okay, let's examine and refill. Beautiful. All right. I could fill this guy up with some gasoline, but we've already got one that's filled with gas. I don't even really have a use for it, so I'm just going to keep the empty jerry can. I think it's a little bit more versatile that way. All right. Before we spend more time lockpicking, there's one thing I want to do. I want to see if I can disassemble that. It says small plastic sheets. That's not what we want. I need regular plastic sheets. So let's find something else. Seems like it'd be anemia, osteoporosis, and scurvy, maybe. That's true, many mongoose. I have to look up. I've gotten some illnesses in this game, but again, nothing necessarily related to nutritional deficiencies, but they could very well exist. Okay. I'm hoping to find some metal sheets here. Alright, what does this do? Grab it. Oh, it's dark already. 7 p.m. or it's 8 p.m. Alright, let's move back over here. I'm carrying this oven, so it's real heavy. There we go. We'll drop the oven. We can practice. We can just sit here and practice in the dark with lockpicking. That's one of the few things that doesn't like require light. So we'll do that. Let's actually rebandage ourselves here too before we go to bed. Okay, awesome. How long after the apocalypse is this? It's not too far into the future. It's like just a couple of days after the apocalypse. And in terms of the timeline, I don't think it's like the world is too far advanced of like 2025 or whatever. But we just have awoken. You know, our character, like, we start off on day 60 of spring, and it's like the apocalypses have already happened, but it's a fairly recent occurrence in terms of like maybe just a few weeks or whatever, I would guess. And that's just kind of what I've pieced together from lore and stuff. Many plastics don't handle the passage of time. Well, that's true. That's true. It's definitely not far enough into the future that like plastics have started to degrade or anything like that. In fact, there's still like fresh foods and stuff. Like you can find like non-shelf stable foods occasionally. Like I have apples, for instance. They're turning old though. You know, when we found these, they were still fresh. So that tells you that, you know, just a span of how long it takes an apple to rot, you know, still within that window, basically. Should you always bandage yourself after getting damaged or only when no, you should always do it. Bandaging not only will like stop bleeding and stuff for those more serious wounds, but it also increases wound recovery. So, you know, we've got a pretty bad torso. The more we bandage this, keep it bandaged, and also disinfecting wounds with antiseptic or hydrogen peroxide will also speed up their recovery. But I typically like to save these because they're very valuable. Although I can tell you right now, we've got enough. I think I'm gonna disinfect the leg and the torso because those are our two worst. So these are now, you can see, disinfected and bandaged, but that'll increase the time of healing. So, all right, let's get back to a little bit of lock picking. There we go. It's 10 p.m. We still haven't got the lock picked, but that's okay. It's not a big deal at this point. We're just practicing to practice, but it's late enough. I think we should close up shop. Let's save the game here. Yes, save before sleeping. I have my auto saves turned off too, by the way. You can turn on auto save, but excuse me, as you explore the world more and more, like the save time, it takes longer and longer. So I've just turned that off for streams and stuff. But definitely, if you're playing yourself on single player, you should have auto save turned on. Oh shoot, I'm sorry, Minnie. Yeah, I was muted there. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. Nope, that was me. I'm sorry. I muted myself to cough and I forgot to turn it back on. I apologize. Sorry about that, folks. You didn't miss too much. I was just talking about filling up my canteens with water. Welcome back. Thank you, Minnie. I appreciate you. Thank you for telling me too. Sometimes I do that. But yes, we are back. All right, so one last thing we've got to do while we're here is we're going to go below. You thought it was just you? No, that was me. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. It happens. Okay, so we're about to go below ground. Of course, we're in a mine. This is the surface of a mine shaft, which implies that there is going to be a bottom. Now, the mine shafts can be very interesting places, extremely dangerous. There's definitely going to be zombies down here. There could be some loot in these lockers, though. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down here. But I found some really weird and strange stuff underground in mine shafts. Like, sometimes it'll just be a mine shaft and there won't be anything but like zombies down here. And you clear those out and it's really unexciting and no loot, very little loot. Sometimes you'll find like ancient temples that have been buried and they house like sinister forces and stuff, which I've seen those, but I've never actually explored them. But yeah, so these mine shafts, it's like a grab bag of just weirdness. You got to be careful when you come down here. I've come down to mine shafts before, and they're like completely filled with noxious gas, and you couldn't get through them unless you have like a gas mask equipped or something. Okay, toe caps. That's actually pretty sick. For anybody who doesn't know what toe caps are, that's like when you have steel toe boots. Toe caps are for people who have like boots, but they don't have the steel toes in them. You can put the steel toe over the boot. That's what the cap is. So that's going to protect our shoes. So now we're wearing sneakers with toe caps on them. It's like, hey, Kage no only. Graphics are reminding me of Exile, Escape from the Pit. It was later renamed Averium. Okay, but the first game is the feel I get from the graphics. Hello, my friend. So, nothing down here too much. Actually, interestingly enough, we're not seeing any zombies down here, which is unusual. I don't want to get involved in any fights now. Okay, there's the zombies. Yeah, we'll just leave those guys. Oh my god, he's quick. He's quick as can be. Alright, we're fine though. He's not going to climb up that ladder, so we're fine. And wait, stop running. Walk, turn off the flashlights. Alright, so we checked out the underground. We've got some fuel from this place. I'm going to gray these out, so I know that I've already searched this location, but then I'm going to leave a note and say gas pump full. Full, that's fine. Yeah, okay, good. Let's hop in our truck. Now, we've got the question, where do we go from here? Still being injured, I'm really hesitant to check out, or to try and finish clearing the mansion, sorry. But there is this right here. See this? Oops, this little green cabin. Yeah, this is a cabin spawned in the world from the Magicalism mod. So there could be some magical stuff here. Loot. There could also be magical enemies too, so we got to be very careful. But I'd like to go check that out. So let's do it. Let's drive. Welcome everybody to the stream, folks. Thanks for coming by today. Doing some Cataclysm, Magic Time, hopefully. We'll see what we get. Okay, I got safe mode turned off. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay, hold on. We got a problem here. Turn that off. So what we're looking at is some raiders. These are actual human beings. They're not zombies, but these guys are enemies. They're hostile. They will attack me and try and kill me if we get close enough. And they're wielding firearms, too. So, I don't really want to tangle with these guys. We could attempt to, like, roll them over with our truck, but again, they could also shoot me through the cab, so I'm going to turn around. Yeah, hit them with the car. That's possible, but they've got guns, so I don't want to get shot. Do you have some last resort items in case things go south? Well, we've got some guns. I've got some really nice firearms. I've got a submachine gun and a SCAR rifle, battle rifle. So we're pretty well armored, but, you know, there are a few things that I would really love to have, such as a couple of pipe bombs would be nice. Some pepper spray would be really beneficial to have, too. So to answer your question there, Consolus, yes and no. Yes and no. We've got some, but not everything that I would like, but I think that the firearms will definitely get us through this cabin at least. Yeah, pipe bombs are a bit overpowered for just dealing with ferals and zombies, unless I guess you got like a really, really big group of them. But pepper spray is actually amazing. It's one of my favorite items in this game. All right, we're going to turn on safe mode. We're approaching the cabin. It's dead ahead of us. Instead of just wandering right into it, we're going to go around the outside. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. This is serious. We've got a feral druid. Uh-huh. So this is a magic creature, a druid, a member of the druidic order with bloodshot eyes that have come to recognize and dread. Pat. So this is not a friendly druid. This is a feral, meaning it's a human being. It's not a zombie. It's not undead, but they're insane. They've gone crazy from the influence of the apocalypse. So let's turn off safe mode. We're going to drop the spear. We're going to grab... We're going to grab the Scar Rifle. Yep, we've got it equipped. Okay, okay. He's coming through the door. He's right there. Let's pop in our earplugs. How does this sound, HD? I also enable steel anvils. Should make it so it has to be made. Yeah, I think that 100% enables a steel anvil. Wow. That definitely makes it much more challenging for sure, but definitely worthwhile. I think so, Andy. I think that's a good addition. All right, so we're going to aim at this guy, and I'm going to do some manual shooting. What? Oh, no. He just cast a spell. He deafened. No, that we deafened ourselves. He screams words of magic. Jagged shards of wood impact your torso. Oh my god, my torso. Tech versus magic time, I know. He just got the upper hand on me too. Let's see if we can try that again without getting attacked. He definitely had the speed bonus on us in terms of like his casting versus my shooting. He had that spell ready to go. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm manually aiming. Watch the highlighted words right here as this drops down to careful and precise. So I'm getting better aim. He just hit me with a freaking root and vines burst in the ground and entangle you. Oh my god. All right, we have to fire at him. And I missed him. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, no, we freed ourselves. Okay, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sprint. Try and put some distance. Oh, my God, he just hit me again. Okay. His attacks are kind of weak, though. All right, so I'm putting some distance. I want to get another couple of shots off here, but I don't want to... Oh! God damn it, bro. He's good. Yeah, I think I am just going to spray and pray here. Dude, we are really just spraying at this point. I should almost let him get closer to me. God, I'm not hitting him. No, we're shooting real wild. Oh, my right leg is like misses 96%. Yeah, I'm just wasting bullets at this point. I think eventually this dude's going to run out of magic. I don't want to get too close, but you're right. Proximity will make it easier for us to shoot this dude. Hold on, let me look at my surroundings real quick and think about this. It's possible to drop these guys into... I gotta reload. Reload. The scar. Which ones do we want? I think it'll take both, right? Oh shit, he's real close to me. Alright, hold on. Where our left leg is bleeding. Yeah, it might be best to hold the trigger right to his head, hold the thing right to his head. That's basically the range we're in now, but I don't want to be right next to him. Oh my god, dude, this dude. He is just unloading on me with his magic. Okay, I hit him. Hit him pretty badly, too, for 55 damage. Almost killed him. One more. Ignore it. Ignore it. Come on, baby. Nail him. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. This is real battle here. Come on, kill him. Oh, thank god. Oh, thank god we did it. Okay, okay, he's dead. It took many, many shots. I actually increased my understanding of rifles. Let's stop sprinting. Thank God we weren't like close to any like zombie infested areas, because all those gunshots right there definitely would have alerted. All right, we're going to take out the earplugs. Take those out. Let's put away the rifle. Actually, let's reload the rifle so we're ready for our next fight. Why am I still getting hurt? Oh, we're bleeding still. All right, so let's put away the rifle. And let's stop the bleeding. Good, good, good. Okay, maybe you should kill some zombies with firearms. You need the training. I know. You know, honestly, when we were practicing that lockpicking, I should have been practicing my firearms, I think, instead. But that's all right. We know now what to prioritize, don't we? I really thought, yeah, I thought I was going to die there, too, for a second. Again, you know, if we had fought something other than a druid, I think we probably would have been murdered. Because the druids, honestly, are kind of weak. They probably have some spells at, like, high levels, which are devastating. But, I mean, he hit my torso multiple times, and it, you know, barely scratched me, to be quiet. It was dramatic, because, like, some of the spell effects seemed worse than they were. But, well, the disappointing thing is he doesn't have anything magical on him except this crystallized mana, which is essentially like ammunition. You can think of this as bullets for your wand. If we got like a wand, we'll be able to refill it with that. So we're gonna smash him. What is hurting me? I think I still have some sort of active spell effect on me. So we're gonna eat some ibuprofens here. Let's take a couple of multivitamins too. Yeah, let's get all hopped up on painkillers. All right. Well, we have still not officially cleared this cabin. There could be other stuff here. Let's see. Let's grab our spear. Okay, and yeah, let's proceed to do a full perimeter sweep. Now I'm holding out some hope here that we will find at least a magic wand or something in this cabin, but don't forget, speaking of hope, we are playing on the No Hope mod, so it's entirely possible that there's nothing in this cabin. But we'll check it out. All right, what's this? More crystallized mana. All right, that's a good sign. It's got a pen of some sort. All right. Ooh, oh my god, are you kidding me? The official Taekwondo training manual? I literally already know Taekwondo. There are dozens of different martial arts in this game, and we just found 2 of the same book. Yeah, I mean, I can trade that book away, but we already know that. We've already found that Taekwondo book and read it and learned it. But, oh, that's unfortunate. She can't drink the diet soda because it's fast food. Or it's a junk food, I should say. I'm going to turn on the flashlight real quick. I'll just take that. I'll take some soap too. We might want to start washing some stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, no magic stuff except for that crystallized mana, which is unfortunate. But hey, look at this. See that? We've got a step ladder. That's actually super. Yeah. Hold on. So there is one room I didn't check. It's behind this door, but it typically just has like a hot water heater, so I'm not going to bother with it. Where's my truck? We are going to take that step ladder, believe it or not. That's the most exciting thing that we found. Let's turn off this, and let's go in here. I think I'll just drop that crystallized mana. Drop everything. It's fine. Alright. Yeah, let's go grab that step ladder. That's a big find. Remember earlier last stream when I fell off the roof trying to get a solar panel? If we had a step ladder, that wouldn't have happened. And in addition, this step ladder, we can now take this over here, right there. This is the site of a bunch of zombies that we dropped into this crater. These were the zombies that were living in the mansion. So there's at least a dozen in this crater. Now we can go over to it, kill the zombies with our spear safely, and then we can drop the stepladder into the crater and get down in there and loot those things. Oh, there's a dog right there. Hello, Pitbull. He's a friendly Pitbull, though. And yes, if we had some dog food, we could tame that dog and bring him with us, but I don't have any dog food on me. All right, so we checked it. It's done. I'm going to gray it out so that I know I've searched it. Yeah, let's go inspect this crater here. Because the loot that you get from zombies is oftentimes pretty valuable stuff. Especially if they're like military zombies or police type zombies there. Whoa. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I forgot about these people. Why didn't it stop them? They're bandits. My safe mode didn't turn on. Dude, these guys are going to kill me. I'm shocked that they're not shooting me right now. I need to back the hell up. Alright, we're just going to go around those dudes. Oh, no. Yeah, that was a little bit hairy there. I'm actually shocked they didn't start shooting at me. But, alright, let's go around. Do some auto driving. It's going real slow. There it goes. Alright. Get back on the road. Here we go. Yeah, it's also not showing those raiders on the map, so that's really strange. I wonder if maybe they're glitched out or something. I don't know. I'm not going to go back there and explore them, though. Not that interested. Alright, let's see what this crater holds. Oh, we got a tough zombie. Hold on. Where'd you come from, sir? Alright, we're going to stop the truck. Let's turn that off. Let's get out. Follow me into the pit. Okay, so he just fell in. Let's go ahead and drop our spear here. I'm going to drop that on the ground. We'll probably have to make another because that one's getting pretty beat up. But we're going to grab that wooden step ladder. Bring that over here too. Okay. I think we need to drop it in there to this first level. Raiders would probably have some nice loot, though. That's true. That's true. That's the mindset that would get me killed. Yeah. It's gotten me killed plenty of times, too, my friend. Let me tell you what. So we're going to activate this step ladder, and I'm going to put it, boom. So you can see it's now down a level. That's why this looks grayed out. Yeah, it's down a different level. These guys are down a further third level too. So I should be able to get down here, but still be safe. Let's grab this, wheel that. Let's go down. Climb down. All right, so we're in the crater. Good. And there's a bunch of zombies just below us, but they can't get to me. We're in a higher level. Slash 'em. What's up, buddy? That was a Batwing zombie. Believe it or not, it was, but it does not fly out of the pit. Shockingly enough. But welcome, my friend. Thanks for stopping by the stream, buddy. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to get out and make another spear for sure. You're not wrong about that. Oh, we're covered in bile. Hold on, let me activate this towel here. Also, I think we're gonna turn on a little bit of music. I always say not to do that while you're fighting, but we're fine. All right. Also, you wanted to train your rifles? We will. We'll get to the rifle training probably in the evening or whatever. Okay, I'm just watching stamina, the stamina bar up here, because as we thrust with our spears, she's going to get more and more tired too. So we got to watch that. Let's go ahead and climb back up. All right, so we're out of the pit. I think what we'll do is we will just stand back and we'll take a little breather. There we go. Let me look at something real quick. Are we on anything? We have bile stink. I don't know what to do about that. Did wiping myself off? Yeah, it made my towel filthy. So we'll drop that. I do want to keep it though, so we'll keep it around. Oh, yeah, we got some sort of, we're feeling sick. One of those stupid zombies spread its bile all over me. Let's take one of these caffeine pills. Good, good, good. I kind of think I should pick up this codeine too. Where is that at? Codeine? I've forgotten how to spell it already. That's not right. All right. Oh, well. Let's see. We got to get her in better shape. Her mood is really, really bad right now. Let's eat something at the table. That'll give her a little bit of a boost. Yeah, well, we're feeling nauseous. Yeah, let's not eat those. I don't want to make her sick or anything. Well, I tell you what, actually, since we're not feeling well for the moment, I think the idea of doing a little practice was smart. So, yeah, let's go in and train our firearms. Oh, never mind. We've already passed the point at which firearm practice will help us, but bandaging is something we can practice. So we'll do that. All right. She's no longer sick. Let's go ahead and grab the spear. I will probably need to make another one, but for now, we're just going to take these guys out. Should have probably taken off my backpack, but it's all right. The spear is not very good. All right, she's getting tired again. Climb out. Let's look at that spear. It's holding up. It just doesn't have a lot of damage to it. All right, we will wait again. Catch our breath. Let me look at her mood. Okay, she's got bile irritant. I don't think I have another towel. Okay, she's sick again, too. Damn it. I should have grabbed multiple towels. I haven't made a... yeah, I got splashed again, didn't I? I got to be more careful. I don't know if she's actually wearing glasses, because we put this... Hold on, let's look. Although I don't think it's blinding her. She is wearing square. Okay, she's got some eye protection. Our leather trench coat is about ripped up. I think I'm going to take that off and just unload it. Yeah, because that's not going to be good. If that breaks on us, that won't be great. So we'll drop that. That should actually help our encumbrance a little bit, but still not the best. My backpack is about to break too. Jesus. Oh boy, that's not good. You found a raincoat. Would that help against being sprayed? That's a good question. I almost never use raincoats, to be honest with you, so I don't know. That's a very good question. Damn it. I really want to take off this backpack, but we don't have a replacement for it yet. Well, it looks like clearing out this crater is just going to be a bit more work than I anticipated, but that's okay. Ultimately, it'll be worth it Not just because of the loot, but every zombie we kill, we do get a little bit of experience for it. So, you know, as we kill these guys, we're leveling up our bombastic perks a bit. All right, so we'll grab another long stick, make a second spear so we have ready to go. That'll, of course, pass a little bit of time, too. Let's check out our... Oh, you know what? We need to bandage up our injuries. Yeah. I think some of our stuff probably got torn up, so let's do that. Go into consume, put some of the crappy bandages on there. Oh my gosh, this is the problem with this trying to heal yourself up in this game. It's just, after a while I get bored of just like sitting around reading books and I want to get out there and have some excitement, but then I get myself even more injured. My injuries become more severe, so I have to spend even more time resting. It's a vicious cycle. It truly is. All right, let's get a spear made. We could do the spike on a stick. Yeah, that's going to give us significantly more piercing. It takes longer, and it's not quite as like durable as just a wooden spear. But we'll do that real quick. We got the time. You could also craft a sling and pelt with pebbles. Oh, okay, but probably not worth it because this run you can use guns. Yeah. That is a strategy though, for sure. The sling. I watched a player actually who got real good with. I think slings are throwing. Is considered under the throwing skill. I could be wrong, but I saw him get real good with the sling. They could like daze zombies essentially, or ferals. Yeah, that would be fun. Of course, this is on an older version too, and the game's always changing. All right, so we got a couple of spears now. Not bad. Let's see, let's look at ourselves. Kind of need to just chill out. Let's see. I'm going to stand right here by all our materials. Let's go into the crafting, and let's just kind of go through and see what we can make. We can make a baseball. That's weird. We could practice our throwing with the baseball. As far as I know, a crossbow can train rifles. That's helpful. We've got more armor stuff we could make. It might not be a bad idea to make... Oh, there's that stethoscope I was talking about. To make some, like, crappy armor, maybe? Let's make this. Yeah, we'll use some duct tape. No. I need a bottle, but we'll get to that later then. It's not important. Let's see. Can we read? Yeah, we got a couple books to look at that we haven't read yet. Let's check those out. Okay, so winemaking for beginners teaches us food handling, health care, and this one is more food handling. So, not the best books. If we get back in the front seat, survival to 2. Let's read the survival guide for a little while. There's some really good recipes in the survival tree, or in the skill, that can help us survive. We could get cattail jelly, which is like a natural disinfectant. It's really helpful. All right. But we are healing too as we read and just pass a little bit of time, so it's helpful to do this. All right, let's stop. Let's see, just after noon. We are hungry. Let's eat some cracklins. We might have to go hunt another sheep soon. All right, let's grab our spear. Actually, I think I'm going to try this one. All right, back into the hole we go. We took a little break. We had a meal. We read a book. Now it's back to the dirty work, people. So I'm crazy that I already dream of baking breads in this game. I kind of still don't have enough vintage story and want to continue in this world. Ugh. Come on. Did we get covered again? I think we got covered again. But we're going to keep going for now. There's a Zomborg down there, too. It's one of the reasons I want to clear this, so we can dismember that thing. Oh, okay, so the spear just broke. Let's go back up. Yeah, those spikes on a stick don't last very long. Bit more damage, but it's almost not even worth the trade-off. Oh, we got a point. Yes. All right, so this is like I was talking about. We've got bombastic perks here. I don't think we qualify for any of these more exotic ones. Yeah, requirement not met. I'd have to go through, whoops, and look at all those. Oh, shoot, what is it? It's under the mutations menu. What is that, F5? There it is. All right, I think what we'll do... So we can choose strength, dexterity, perception, or intelligence. Hidden pocket, I'll check it, but I don't think we have the right qualifications. Did I pass it up? There's a lot. Hold out pocket. Oh, okay. That just gives us like a real quick and easy access pocket. Right there it is. Yeah, that one we can do. Never leave home without it. You have a secret pocket no one knows about that can easily store a weapon. That's actually kind of cool. How big is, like, how big of a weapon can I store? All right, we'll do it. I'll do it. Since I've never tried it, screw it. We'll go with that. So let's go to our pocket screen. Where does it? There it is. Hold out pocket. Nice. It's actually it can hold quite a bit. So wait a second. Okay, if I drop my spear, let's wield the submachine gun. Now I'm going to put the submachine gun... that didn't do it the way I wanted. Pick that up. Store it in the inventory. Let's see here. Interesting. Does that mean that there's an infiltration missions in this game or just having some extra space? I think it's just extra space, essentially. Because one of the things that they've added to this game are these pockets with certain size. It's not just the containers, though, which are unique about this system, but it also takes time. So if you've got like everything stuffed into your backpack, including like a pistol, it's going to take you longer to pull that pistol out in a combat situation if it's in your backpack versus if it's in like a holster or a special pocket like this, essentially. So the time that it takes to take, stuff out of your pockets is a thing in this game, and it can make a difference. Like when we were facing off against that druid, and like he was hitting me with spells left and right before I could even like shoot him. How many turns does it take to remove items from that pocket? I'm not sure. Does it show it here? Base moves to remove an item is 80. And then if we look at, for instance, the pants, okay, for instance, something out of here is 100. Something out of this pocket is 400 base moves. The leather belt is actually quicker than the holdout pocket at 60 base moves. The backpack is really long time. It takes 300. So that gives you an idea, All right, let's go back up to the holdout pocket. Oh, perfect. So look, it automatically put that submachine gun into that pocket. That's exactly what I wanted to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just whitelist that item. Actually, can we whitelist both of our items? I get the feeling that Scar Rifle probably can't fit with the submachine gun, but maybe. Let's just try it anyway. I don't see there it is. Right at the bottom. All right, so essentially I've just made it so that only those two items will go in that pocket now. That's what I just did. All right, wield. Back we go. Back into the hole we go. Taking a while, but we're whittling them down. Hey, look at that. All right, killed 100 monsters. Let's go. Just watching my stamina. Look at that. There's a ring on the ground right there. One of these zombies dropped a ring. All right, let's get up out of here. We'll take a little break again. Now, another thing I've been told, I've never actually discovered this on my own, but these craters, obviously this is caused by like a meteor that hits the earth. You'll see these pop up all over the place, but I've been told there's a small chance that sometimes these craters will contain like an alien artifact in them, which can do like some pretty impressive stuff. Again, I've never encountered these in any of my playthroughs, but I've been told that they exist in the world. So it's another reason to like explore and check out these craters. Get yourself a step ladder for sure, though. You don't want to be trying to scale up and down the rim of a crater. Yeah. All right. So let's wait a while, catch our breath. There we go. All right, guys. Well, we've definitely made some accomplishments. I didn't really heal up that much. I think I healed and then I got injured again. But hey, at least we're not dead, right? We're still alive. Helminia is still going strong. I've learned a lot in today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be streaming more Cataclysm next weekend, so make sure you follow me here on Twitch. And again, if you missed any part of this or if you need to check out my previous streams, check out that pinned comment in the Twitch chat. That'll take you to my YouTube page and stuff. But really appreciate you guys. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with me today. And I will see you all on the next one.